Okay, first things first, I'm a little crooked, but I am actually filming this on a natural stump of wood that I found, holding my phone up at a much better height. Hopefully nobody will be walking around in the background. I know I probably should have angled it a little better, but I also took and moved myself out of the sun into the shade, which is a little chilly, but the glare, so you can see the pictures I'm going to be sharing, is much better. This will be an hour. I've tried 3 times. Well, this is my third try. And each time it isn't an hour. So let me move that down just a little bit. Okay, there, that's good. Um, and so bear with me. I was going to put it in 2 parts, but Mario gave me an SD card. So now my videos are all set up to go there. So it will not split my video. I could have a 3-hour video and I have plenty of room for it. So that's good. And yesterday, if you could have seen the video that I did post, the part of it, and then dumped it out, my energy wasn't right yesterday either. So there's that too. Today, oh my goodness, Gaia, yesterday in my time with mom and a specific tree that's on the property where my home is at. Just, yeah, I can't explain it. I know I posted on Facebook this morning. I can't explain it. I'm not even going to try, but there was a component missing. So I'm really glad now I could see in the countenance just in the camera alone, but that I needed this to make this happen. So here we go. All right. I'm going to start from the beginning of my journey and my understanding and what my cup has held thus far, so that it gives kind of a foundation. And if any of this resonates with you, then great, it's been discovered and sent to me to help you. If it doesn't, that's great too. There may be one thing in here, there may be nothing, but that's how this works, right? Okay, I'm going to start with source, creation, the beginning of the beginning. It is my understanding that everything that is was within Father, everything. And we're talking both sides of the duality, everything. Of course, in that state, before Father did what he did in order for us to be flitting about the way that we are, there were no miscreations. There was nothing but the frequency of love, nothing but perfection, nothing but true source as we have come to know it. But in that true source, there was the perfect Trinity, divine feminine, divine masculine, and divine creation. We're the divine creation part. And then, of course, Mother, Gaia, she's taken form in this planet at this point, in this part of the game. And then we have our incredible Father, our Creator, the divine masculine, the ultimate divine masculine. There was perfect Trinity then, there always will be, hence the number 3 being so important. But Father had all of these things within him, everything that you see, hear, and feel, the trees, the animals, us, all of these sentient beings were all a part of his heart. And he knew that, of course. And as you know, if you're a parent, it's not enough for you to have that within you. You want to bring it forth. You want to see that little baby. You want to see that creation and be able to have it have its own breath and its own life and interact with you on an even playing field, because it's just not enough to hold that in your heart. It has to come forth. Well, that was Creator's place. And so he was the one to offer the first sacrifice. And we hear lots in every allegory, Yeshua, the Book of Thoth, Nagamati. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Is it Thoth or Toth? Put in a mark, a little comment, and let me know how you say it, because I don't know how. I've heard it all kinds of different ways, but you know what I'm talking about. Many allegories, Buddha, they have the part of the story of sacrifice, the laying down of one's self as you know it to give to another. And Father was the first. He's the ultimate sacrifice because he split himself into duality. He mirrored himself because he knew that in order for us to have what he has, he would have to create that frequency for us to flit about in. I like the word flit about because I liken us to all of these little light fairies, bouncing about in all of creation. Yes. But anyways, so he did that. He mirrored himself, and in that mirror is the perfect duality, the perfect light, the perfect dark, the perfect yin, the perfect yang, the perfect negative, the perfect positive, the perfect angel, the perfect archon. There are all kinds of descriptions we use in these human voices that we have to describe it, but that's what it is. So that took place for us. And then it is my understanding and my belief and what I've been shown that before Father let his emissions out, his emissions that we know in this matrix, that we're learning to know that are outside of this matrix, many more than we thought. Many more players in this game than just the humans. But before he did that, he knew, of course, he's the all, the Alpha and the Omega, and he knew that in this duality there would be much chaos before order was brought back into place again. And so for protection's sake, he created a legion of sentient beings that are quite different than any of the other beings, and they're depicted in the Bible as angels. I'm not sure what other depictions, I haven't read a lot about what other allegories call them, but most people are familiar with the whole idea of archangels and Michael and Gabriel, and they understand that Yeshua was visited by them, and Mary was, and they played key roles in protection. They're protectors and messengers. So it is my understanding that Father emitted them first as a protection measure, fully embodied with an incredible and undeniable, unstoppable urge to protect and to send information. And they carry the same love for all of creation that Father and Mother do. It's a natural born thing in them because that's what they're created for. And then he emitted all of his creations and let them out. And they started, the story of Sophia is one of my favorite stories. It depicts this very clearly, how that worked out. Hence, the next step in the game, miscreation. So in that duality, there's miscreation, and the miscreation was formed as well as the creation, and things began. And that brings us to where we're at in this matrix, which was originally a benevolent plan where Mother embodied this toroidal field called planet Earth as a library for all of Father's emissions to go out and do their own creating in the same capacity that he does, bring them back home so all could enjoy them and all could see them. And it was a beautiful, wonderful plan. But of course, with miscreation comes the as above, so below. There's the below part, the yin and the yang. And in that miscreation, there was a battle here, and we initially, 12,500 years ago, we lost. And because of sovereignty, they were able to do what they did. Every being of Father has a sovereignty that cannot be usurped by another being. It's impossible. It's a law. He doesn't do it. We can't do it to each other. So in that sovereignty, they were able to get the upper hand, and they turned this into a prison system and used us for energy because they were miscreated. They're missing part of that Trinity. They were created without the masculine, the divine masculine. So they're miscreated. They know not what they do. They know not Father. They believe that they are the masculine part of that Trinity. And so they're here to use. And that's where we are now. And now, this very moment we're in right now, we're moving into this fifth dimension, the new heaven and the new earth. It's here. The energy is here now. And there's this big shift that's been occurring, and we've all been feeling it. We've been going through all kinds of metamorphoses, both personally and as a family. I'm sure that you're all aware of that. So the key to this is belief, what we believe. And there's going to be another video I'm going to put out after this that's going to really, really bring that home, hopefully. It did for me. I hope it touches someone else as well. Okay, so there's this new element. This is what I'm going to be bringing you today. This, what I'm calling source cord, the cord of source, and where it runs through everything, and it's in everything. I was really struggling and questioning this whole thing of being the law of one, which Naughty Beaver's video was so confirmational for me, but I still struggled with this idea that we're all just one, like this big massive blob of energy. And yeah, we kind of got split up like the starfish into pieces, but we're really only one. And because I don't know about you, but I enjoy your individuality. I have friends and loved ones and family members that have crossed my path in this mission, and your individuality means something to me. There's something about specifically you, and those people you cross paths with, and you just have this instant connection, and it's amazing. And so I thought to myself, Father, it doesn't sit well with me that we're just one big blob of energy, I know blob sounds terrible, but that's all I can explain it. So I was beseeching that information, and I've received it in clarity and in full. And this is another duality that exists. We are both one, and not individual, because that word does use separation, but we are what was the word I was using yesterday? We're distinct. We are one, but we are also distinct. And Father did that on purpose because he has distinction. He wanted us to have distinction. We each have our own blueprint in his heart, and he wanted each one of us to come about. He knew all of us before we were out of this place that we originated from. He knew us all, and he wanted us all to be a part of this. So that's the whole game. We're in a place now where the fifth dimension is coming to play in a very powerful way, and that's what I'm going to be sharing with you today. Okay, and then this is the whole game. It's 12 dimensions. The number 12 is significant in so many allegories, and I'm sure that you've discovered that for yourself. It's a derivative of the 144,000, which from my understanding is a frequency. Everything is frequency, so it's a derivative of the threes, all the threes that add up. I mean, it's 9, the perfect, the perfect universal number. You add, 3 to it, it becomes 12. You add the Trinity to it. I mean, this is a very significant number, and there are 12 dimensions. And then there's the number 13 that has become very significant and important to me, and I'm going to show you some imagery that's going to help you with understanding why that's important and how I was given these visions to see it in my own mind's eye, my true mind's eye, this eye. Okay, so let's begin. I don't know about you, but since midnight 01 on 1/20/20, just right topsy-turvy, something just really rolled in. And I know we had this, in our Global Witness family, there was a shift. In each person's life, there's been shifts. It's been very, very turbulent. And I began to feel, and I shared a little bit about this. I put out a video about how sugar has the poisons that we can put in our body assists the negatives in getting a hold of us through our meat suits. I already talked about that. So sugar was part of it, but even absent of the sugar, I was feeling somewhat numb and like I had forgotten something. Like something was like a haze. I can't even explain it. And I know that all of us were going through this place where we all just kind of went, and everybody kind of dispersed out into this, decentralized network, back into their nucleus, if you will, to kind of regroup and get a hold of this new incredible phase and energy that we're going through. I'm just messing with my paper here. It's a little breezy and a little noisy. There's vehicles and stuff. I'm in a public arena now, so it's just the way it is. Okay, so that's where I've been. And then something came to mind when I was processing through my notes, and I don't know if you've seen the movie Hook, but it's about Captain Hook and Peter Pan, but it's an extended version where Peter Pan has grown up and he's given birth to children. He's become a real jerk. And Hook comes and steals his children, and he has to go back to Neverland to save them. Well, one of the things is his son is a very unhappy child because his father's too busy working all the time and doesn't pay attention to him and doesn't come to his baseball games. Captain Hook is putting this magic spell over the boy to make him be his son because he knows he can lure in, Peter Pan with a child. Boy, am I privy to that lore. And anyways, long story short, there's a baseball game. It's Neverland wide. Everybody's in attendance. It's to honor this little boy. He's got his own team. He's the star. It's to give him the spotlight that he's always dreamed of having. And he's in this stupor believing that he is the son of Hook. And the Pirates are supposed to hold up these signs out in the bleacher that say Home Run Jack. Well, the Pirates are a little slight up here. Not too much going on in the cabeza. So they turn the signs around accidentally. They're a little dyslexic, I guess. And it says, "Run home, Jack." And all of a sudden you see the veil lift off of him and he says, "Home? Run home?" And that stupor that he's in starts to dissipate. And he starts to have recollection. Well, the enemy, Hook, recognizes right away. And he's, I think he even shoots one of the pirates dead so that they understand to switch it. He doesn't give a crap. He's like, "Do what I told you to do." And then they switch and it says Home Run Jack. And then you can see the stupor come back over him. And it's all about what he needs in the flesh, this desire to be honored and revered. And he succumbs to that. And it's very, very filled with a lot of meat for me. And that's what it felt like it was happening. And then I saw the clear sign and I shook it off. I was able to, with the help of Mother and Father and all of you, to shake it off. And then to keep seeing it. Run home, run home. Okay. There's been some things that our brother Derek has posted that really hit home with me. And one of the things he posted was to watch your words become what they are in this season that we're in. He posted something along those lines. I don't remember exactly what it was. I don't want to get it wrong, but he basically said, Be careful with your words now, because they are going to become what you say. And right after that, I hit this really low point, and I talked about it in my last video. And I just spent like an hour just defaming myself because I felt so ridiculous for being me. And if you are an empath and you're one of those type of people that is a feeler, and you understand that feeling of sometimes just feeling like a stupid fool because you're so gullible. And I just was putting all these words on me, and oh my gosh, 72-hour stupor I went into, and it dawned on me, oh, that's what Derek meant. I used words, and those words brought it to true and reality right here in this meat suit, and it sucked. But it opened my eyes to the power of this now. Now, in this phase that we're in, the fruition of the truth is going to come into play in a much more profound way. Hold on to your butts, like I said. Ooh, creak. I don't know if you heard that, but it's just wood drying out. We've had some rain. Okay, so we're in that place. And then he said something else too. Are you ready to see who you really are? And that is another thing too, because this is what's happening. This energy that is being revealed and released and hunkered down to, it is the fifth dimension. It's the new earth. And you have to vibrate in the right frequency to be a part of it. You'll still be a part of it. You just won't see it. It's here. It's factual. Everything is satisfaction. Zippity-doo. I'm sorry, but I'm a very big movie head. Anyways, so it's real, okay? It is very much a fact. And if you're vibrating in the frequency, guess where you get to live now? In that fifth dimension. Some of us, and I was tarrying in the fourth still. I left the third dimension a long time ago. I don't see the third dimension anymore. It doesn't affect me. And especially now, this morning, especially after last night, just huge. I'm busting out my seams. I can hardly contain it. It's amazing. It's incredible. But anyway, so that's what's taking place now, okay? And those two things really resonated with me when he posted them, because as we know, our brother has a significant deposit of Christhood, and he comes up with things that are quite incredible. So, okay, there's that. All right. I'm going to now turn my tablet back on since it decided to turn itself off, and I'm going to read. Come on. There we go. Shut that off, and then I'm going to read something to you. Okay, not that, but let me close that and go to my email. I'm hoping it opens up. I don't have the Wi-Fi on my tablet. It should open up to the last email that I have. We're hoping. Shade here. Yes, there it is. Perfect. And these are the words that came to me from Father. And first I'm just going to read them straight through, and then I'm going to decipher them with, as I received the words in like sent to me like a letter from Father. Then as I was reading it, he spoke to me to interject these ideas, to bring all of it current to the very moment that we're in. So I'm going to read it first straight through, so you get to hear the gist of it, and then I'm going to read you with my downloads added in. It's a little complicated with the downloads in there, so I'm going to read it first straight through. Okay. Winter is over. Yes, you have entered a new season. You can feel it, can't you? This season, this is specific. Remember these words. Take a deep breath and listen to Father in this. It's really important that you get this. You have known it was coming. Have we not all known? We're all in this journey together. We know, right? I'm interjecting. I'm just going to read it. I'm sorry. I'm too excited. Okay. It's going to take an agreement of faith to leave the old and step into the new. But as you step through the door I open for you, favor will greet you. Your spiritual winter is over. I love that. The season of dormancy has ended. It is your season to blossom and bloom. You little sparks, you. Let my peace be greater than your understanding. Stay humble, teachable, and ready to hear. Don't assume things will happen the way that they always have. Key. Stay close to me. Place your hand in mine. Step each step in my step. We must remain in sync. You must see with fresh perspective, giving up what was once comfortable and predictable. What lies ahead may not be exactly as you anticipated, but it will be filled with occasions to joyfully discover and know. Cast off the old mindsets and look happily with expectation for all that I'm about to do. Expectation. Boy, expectation has gotten us in trouble before. I wonder what that's about. Okay, so there's that. Now I'm going to read it to you with what Father gave me. If I can get it to open up. I'm trying to. There it is. Okay, this is what Father gave me. Hi. Okay, somebody's just saying hi to me. They have no idea what I'm doing. Don't want to be rude. Okay. All right, I'm going to read it to you with what Father gave to me, okay? Yes, my love, winter is over. You have entered into a new season. Believe only in the fifth dimension truth. This is the new season. Only fifth dimension truth. That frequency only. You can feel it. You've known it was coming, but now it's here. And then it re-interjected again, here, in all caps. Here. Stay in the right frequency and you will be here too, like I said before. It's going to take an agreement of faith, and what that is believe. Believe. Cut off these eyes and open this one. I don't know if any of you have been having trouble with your vision, waking up and it's blurry, and you go without through points of the day, even with your glasses on, you're shaking your head. I've had some other family members, connect with me on this, and they're like, oh, is that what that is? It's a reminder to forget these physical eyes. This eye. This is the eye that you need to see with, and this is the eye that you need to believe. So believe, and you will see. I promise you. That's what was said to me. I promise you. So I'm promising you, because it was promised to me, to leave the old, the third and the fourth dimension, and step into the new, the fifth. New heaven, new earth. We're in this. But as you step through the door I open for you, that door is to only believe and hold fast in this love frequency that holds the fifth dimension. Only, nothing else. This door for you, favor, will greet you. That favor is no lack and no separation. Fullness of all that you are, which is Father. Correct? Right. Okay. No lack and separation. It's going to greet you. Your spiritual winter, the illusion of separation, is over. The illusion of separation is over. Yes, it is. It definitely is. And somebody's pulling up to talk to me probably, so I'm going to just tell them to hold off. Hopefully they don't interrupt me. Anyways, so it's over. The season of dormancy is the the proposed death, dormancy. It's this is trying to derail me. In reality, life is in growing and changing. We're getting ready, but it's perceived by the Matrix to be a death, and it's not death. That's a lie. So that's what we're leaving behind. This time is to blossom and to bloom, to walk in the truth of who we really are and what we really are, and it's going to be now tangible. This Matrix is toast. Let my peace, that is seeing no lack in the separation, it will make it so this time. If you choose to operate in that frequency, not only will you see it, but it will be. But you have to stay in that frequency, which means believing only in fifth dimension truth. Okay? It's going to make it so. Be greater. It will be greater than your understanding. Will be manifest and true in the frequency here, and it will be palpable. You'll see it. The old earth suit prison mind. That's your other understanding. Stay humble. That means close to mom, close to Gaia. Ground yourself. Get out here and suck up everything that's being given to us every day. Teachable. Keep this open. This is it's in here. Kingdom in here, right? Chakras. This. Stay teachable. Stay open and ready. Ignore everything that isn't source. That's what being ready means. To hear what Father is sending. Frequency, hello? We know this. Here, he's talking about this frequency. Absorb, hold on to it, recreate it, be part of it. That's who you are. But you have to believe it. The seeing's gonna come. This time, it will come in a way that you've never experienced it before. Okay. Don't assume things will happen the way that they always have. It's going to be the way we've known deep down in the heart of our hearts. The way it's supposed to be. Not the way of the illusion anymore. It's going to be the way that it's supposed to be. Stay close to me. Always perceive this connection to source. Perceive it. See it. Because you believe it and you will see it. It will happen exactly that way. That's what he means by staying close to him. Place your hand in mine. Matrix illusion is, that painting of man stretching to God, but he's not quite there. That's the illusion. He says, you do this. You put your hand in mine. Perceive the truth of there's no separation. There is no separation. Okay, so there's that. And step each time I step. In other words, perceive the law of one. One. If he steps, we step, because we are one. If I step, you step. If you step, I step. Get it? Syncing up. You must see with fresh perspective, getting rid of what was once comfortable and predictable. The old construct is gone. No, it's not gone if you want to vibrate in it. It's still present for those that are vibrating, but very soon they won't even have a place to be. We're going to pull them out of here too. Okay, what lies ahead may not be exactly what you've anticipated, but it will be filled with confirmations to joyfully know. Cast off the old mindset, the 3D programming, 4D programming, and look with happy expectation. Yes, we can expect now because we understand the shift. We have expectations because this shift has taken place. Now expectation isn't dangerous. It's actually mandatory, because as you believe, then you see, and your expectation will be met, and you will have proof in your hands. And the more this happens, the stronger we will get. And eventually, we're just going to have it. And this game will be on, and we will be victorious, because as we know, it's already finished. Have great expectation about what we, you, all are about to do. And then the scripture, of course, there's always a scripture. Song of Songs. I love the Song of Songs. It's all passion, so of course I love it. The bondage of your barren winter has ended. That statement right there, David wrote this a long time ago, right? The bondage of your spirit winter is over. The winter of your spirit. Bondage. What is this place? It's a prison. It's bondage, right? And it's a spiritual winter, like Narnia. Yes, like Narnia and the White Witch. Yes, it's frozen. It's winter, 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 but never, never Christmas. No, no Christ. Christmas, but never. Yeah, never winter, but never Christmas. Well, that's all done and over. It's ended, and the season of hiding is over. Hiding, being locked behind this flesh suit that's been keeping us hidden. It's over, and it's gone. The rains have soaked the earth and left it bright and blossoming with blossoming flowers. The seasons for singing and pruning the vines, the source chord, which I'm going to be explaining to you with pictures here pretty quick. I think I was supposed to show you the pictures first. I got it backwards. I've done this too many times, but I'll show it to you anyway. Okay, source chord has arrived. The source chord thing that I'm talking to you about, I will be explaining that. I hear the cooing of doves in our land, filling the air with songs to awaken you and guide you forth. Filling the air with songs. Did I not say that in the beginning, Father created this frequency? He's humming it, he's singing it, filling the air with songs to awaken you. Awaken? Does that have something to do with ascension? And guide you forth. David wrote this like a long time ago. So amazing stuff, right? Okay. So now comes the images. And I do have an SD card in here. I think I said that already, so I got plenty of room. It's not gonna be a problem. I'm right at 28 minutes, exactly the same as that was before. I guess I got this down to a pat now. Okay, let me see here and find out where is my messenger. There it is. Let's get rid of all this other stuff so that I'm not using up the energy for that. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna show you is now we're moving into this other place. Okay. Naughty Beaver's video, his last video, totally just brought all this home, resonated so much, everything that he was saying. He does these things where he swings way out with a pendulum, and then when he comes back, he goes over here a bit, and then pretty soon he ends up bang on. And yeah, there's a whole lot to that too, but that, Derek's words, the Schumann, huge confirmation. But remember, this is something that's really important too. The Schumann videos, truthers, the reading materials that we've been, there's something that has shifted with that too. I'm going to get into that a little bit. First, I want to show you these though. Okay, I created these myself using images and whatnot in my art template. So I'm hoping that you'll be able to see this well. It's on kind of an angle and it might be backwards, but anyways, this is the as above so below. Okay, and if you look at it, that rainbow strip, you can see it right here. I made the different things that the components. There's the rainbow. There's this little thing that looks a little bit like an electric cord, going, and then there's our creations, which are little tiny stars. And if you look, I'll get this up there real close. You can see all those present in the as. This is the above. This is the positive. This would be the light of the duality. And you see how Father's cord runs through everything, and through that he has all of those little sparkles, which are us, and those little streams that you see that look like a sparkler when you have the 4th of July. That is our own frequency connected to his own frequency, and then all of our creations. And if you see, I also have the same thing down below. But if you notice that these little circles, which instead of using the little sparklies, these are the negatives, the miscreated. You'll notice in the source cord, in the center of that, they're not there because there was no miscreation there. That happened when the divine masculine was taken out of the equation, and there's the so below. Okay, so the next image is going to be the same image, but I put a lot of description in it, so it's kind of hard to look at if you don't understand the first image. So there it is. Okay, so what I have, let me pull that back a little bit, is in the top of the tree. You can see the arrows going everywhere, and then I showed you what the little rainbow is. That's source cord, runs through every single thing. It's even in the negatives, absolutely. And then there's our little cord, our positive creation. See, I put a little plus sign next to the creation. That's the above, the light. Okay, and then you see the little sparkles that are next to that rainbow once again, and that's our creations and our, what we produce as creators, because we're just like Father. And then down below you see the negative creation, and it has the archons, and it's underneath, and it's the mirror image of the above. Okay, so this is, and the source cord is there, runs through everything, but the miscreated are only in one place, as you see. Okay, so there's that. And then the other thing is this dimension that these dimensions we're involved in. I had questions about that, and Father had answered it very, very clearly. So here we are with the source cord, and I just see it as a cord, and it's running through everything. It's part of everything. Negatives, positives, archons, angels. It doesn't matter. As hideous as the illusion tries to produce the worst things on this planet, everything is incorporated in that source cord. The miscreation, no, it wasn't there originally. It became what it is through that process that happened, and Father will make it right. You will see. 12 dimensions. Okay, now I'm going to show you now, and I am fully convinced that a toroidal planet is exactly where we exist at this point. This is Mom. So I made this, and it's a picture of Mom, Gaia, and as you can see, if you look really careful, I know there's a glare. I really tried hard. Let me turn it this way. I think I did something yesterday where I kind of put this over the top to make it not have a glare. Does that help? Nope, doesn't help at all. Okay, we'll just hold it. Oh, crap. All right, this is my high-tech system. I love it, right? Doesn't matter. However we get the information out there, doesn't matter. Okay, you see the 1 through 12. There's like these little faint lines showing you, but look where Gaia is. She's above 1, 2, 3. And you know what? We are part of all of this. She is part of it. Father is. And how this understanding came to me is that it's not so much that you have your higher self that you have to reach out to or connect to, or you got some power cord. Sometimes I liken it to talking with those little cups and a string and saying, hey, you, I need some help. It just never really resonated with me. Your entire self is wrapped up in these entire dimensions, entirely. You are just as much a part of this as Father and Mother. We are three: creation, masculine, feminine. We're together.